The easiest way to get into the meditative state is to begin by listening. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum, buzz of the world, as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your ear. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, and soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together, 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 come together,
Nature can get really loud sometimes. Though the sounds of a storm have its own beauty, this is far from convenient. We need to find a quiet place in order to hear each other. Things are getting fierce around here. It seems like we have no other choice than to enter the portal. Things may get a little disoriented, but it's just the price we have to pay for our learning. Are you ready? Don't blink. Whew. We made it. That's better. There really is no place like the beach. But did you observe how energy just shifted? A fierce storm to a tranquil sunny day. This is our first step towards the art of listening. I welcome you to the adventure. Together we are about to discover remarkable things. But before that, let's first go over what we already know. In order to understand listening, we need to know how hearing happens. So to learn what hearing is, we need to go back to the start, don't we? You see, somewhere in our memories this knowledge is hiding. A long time ago in high school biology class, we learned sound waves travel into the ear canal until they reach the eardrum. The eardrum passes the vibrations through the middle ear bones or ossicles into the inner ear. The inner ear is shaped like a snail and is also called the cochlea. Inside the cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hair cells. These hair cells change the vibrations into electrical signals that are sent to the brain through the hearing nerve. And in turn, the brain signals back to tell you that you are hearing a sound and what that sound is. But is hearing the same thing as listening? In order to understand this, we need to recognize that every single sound we hear has a source, an origin. We can immediately recognize the sources. This is simply because the brain has recorded the sound, and now when we hear it again, we can recognize it, or rather, recognize it. You see, the brain is nothing but a supercomputer. It is constantly recording. In this way, when the brain receives audio signals, we identify the source from our memory. So is hearing and listening the same thing? Let's find out with the help of an experiment, shall we? What if I make you hear a sound like this one? Love. Well, what does this sound mean? And if you're thinking to yourself right now, hey, wait a minute, where was the sound? Then let me clear something up right here, right now. Every word is a sound first. The sound of the word love is made by touching your tongue to the top of your mouth to create an L sound, following by rounding your lips to make an O sound, and then by folding your lower lip below your teeth to create the V sound, along with the releasing of breath in the middle acting as pauses. Say it slowly yourself and watch what your mouth does. And we don't even need to think before we do it. It's automatic. Say for instance, let's take the wonderfully sounding word schön, which means beautiful in German. Let the sound of that word sit with you for a while. Schön. What happens when you hear this? If you don't understand German, you only hear a sound. But if you're a German native speaker, something different happens. It feels different. Associations start filling the mind. That is how a word comes alive. And that is how a sound comes alive. And that is how our whole world comes alive. Us human beings complete the equation. Time to turn this up a notch. Let's now enter the world of music. By the dictionary, music is generally defined as vocal or instrumental sounds combined in such a way as to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. Music is made up of layers, one on top of each other. Of course, elements like rhythm, time, and harmony influence the sound of music. It is still, however, fundamentally an intelligently designed and layered unit, which we hear as a whole and enjoy. Let's enter the portal once again, shall we? It's time to experience this beauty for ourselves.
Hold! Hold!
Ooh, you hear that? The energy, the vibrations, the sensations feel like headbanging, don't you? Jump into a mosh pit maybe? Or maybe you just don't understand it at all. Don't worry. Everybody has a unique experience. Now what if we enter the portal once again and go to, say, it's different, isn't it? Listening, being one of our main sensory faculties, has the power to really touch us profoundly. Music is a direct way of connecting with our listening powers. But music is only the tip of the iceberg. The wormhole goes a lot deeper than that. And only we human beings can discover what is above and beyond. Our ability to be moved by sound, to want to be in its presence, and to want to create it is one of our most human qualities. Machines can perhaps create and recognize sound, but cannot appreciate it. Animals can recognize sound, but they cannot create sounds and then enjoy it. Only humans can experience the art of listening, be moved by what is being heard, and then make sounds and music that is beautiful. In the next episode, we explore the sound of creativity. Can the art of listening have the power to make us better media creators, better artists, better human beings? I invite you to join me on this adventure in finding out the answer to these questions. I will now enter the portal. Hope to see you on the other side.